In the last presentation, there was one example which we have solved. So there were two corrections in that example. So in that example, I had written 1 microvolt is equal to 1000 millivolt. It is in a reverse manner. 1 millivolt is equal to 1000 microvolt. So this millivolt has to be converted into microvolt. And then second correction was here 6.5 was written mistakenly. It is 8.5. This gives the correct answer. So these corrections must be please noted. The second correction was in the declination angle. That is, the expression for declination angle was written like this: 23.45 sine 360. It was written as 360 only. Actually, it should be 365. Now it is corrected as 365 into bracket n plus 284. So these corrections should be noted. Now let us begin with the hour angle. Hour angle is an angular measure of time. Before looking into hour angle, one needs to understand time. We measure the passage of time by measuring the rotation of the earth about its axis. The base for time and longitude. Time measurement is the meridian that passes through the Greenwich, England, and both poles. So you can see here, this is the prime meridian. Meridian is nothing but the longitude. So this is a prime meridian which passes through the Greenwich, England, which is the first meteorological laboratory in the world. So in memory of that, the imaginary longitude which passes through the Greenwich laboratory, Greenwich location, is considered to be the prime meridian. So it is known as prime meridian. So today, the prime world time scale, that is universal time, previously it was called GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, is still measured at the prime meridian. So this is the prime meridian where longitude is 0, and the longitude goes on increasing on this eastern side as well as on western side. So this is a 24-hour time system. So based on mean time, according to which the length of the day is 24 hours and midnight is 0 hours. So you can see here once more the sphere of the earth, in which this is a prime meridian, 0 degree longitude. The longitude on east side goes on increasing and it extends to 180 degrees. So longitude can be 180 east. Similarly, on west side also it extends till 180 west. So longitude is measured east and west. For example, Pune's longitude is 82.5 east. So 82.5. So it is, when I say 82.5 east, means from east side Pune is placed at 82.5 degrees. So that's how the location, so the horizontal location of any city can be found out using the longitude, and vertical location can be identified by the latitudes, you can say. So these are the latitude lines. So 10, 20, 30, we have already discussed these. Now here these are the meridians like longitudes. So meridian planes. Measuring time. Time is now generally measured about standard time zone meridians. These meridians are located every 15 degrees from the prime meridian, so that local time changes in 1 hour increments from one standard time zone meridian to the next. The standard time zone meridians east of Greenwich have times later than Greenwich time, and the meridians to the west have earlier times. I will explain this with an example. So this is a Greenwich location on the eastern side. So we are on the eastern side of the Greenwich Mean Time. So we are ahead of time. So suppose our clocks show 11:30 in the morning. So Greenwich Mean Time will be lesser than it. So we are on the locations which are on the eastern side of the Greenwich location, Greenwich, are ahead of the Greenwich, are ahead in the time, and the locations which are on the western side, they are behind in time. Suppose at Greenwich Mean Time it is 12:30 in the afternoon. Then on the western side, maybe in US, it is they may be in the morning 8:30. So they are behind. So western locations are behind the Greenwich locations. Time conversion. The conversion between solar standard time, so Indian standard time in India. So it is basis for setting our clocks. Our clocks are all set on a standard time basis. All our clocks show Indian standard time, that is called local standard time. And then another time is local apparent time, LAT. So that local apparent time is useful for us in calculation of solar availability of solar energy. So this is the basis. LAT forms the basis of calculating our angle, representing actual solar position. So LAT indicates the actual solar position in the sky with respect to the earth. So calculation of LAT requires knowledge of the location, then day of the year, and the local standards to which the local clocks are set. Now Indian standard time is calculated on the basis of 82.5 degree east longitude. So you can see here the map of India, and this longitude is 82.5 east longitude, which is near Prayagraj. Earlier it was Allahabad, now it is Prayagraj. Just east of some distance east of Prayagraj, this standard time longitude at 82.5 east lies. So this location is lying at the west of the town of Mirzapur near Allahabad in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So the longitude difference between Mirzapur and the United Kingdom's Greenwich is 5 hours and 30 minutes. Means Greenwich Mean Time is 5 hours and 30 minutes behind the time which is local apparent time indicated at the Indian standard longitude, we can say. So local time is calculated from a clock tower at the Allahabad Observatory. What does this standard time mean for India? Indian standard time means local apparent time, as we have discussed here. There is a standard time and apparent time. So when I say Indian standard time is set at 82.5 east longitude, means the local apparent time and standard time are the same at this longitude. So if the clocks are showing 11:30 at 82.5, those clocks, the local apparent time also comes out to be 11:30 there. Accordingly, the Indian time is 11:30. Let it be this some location in Gujarat, some location in Rajasthan, or some location even in Assam and all. So it is 11:30 Indian standard time. However, the local apparent time will be different in Assam at the same time, as well as local apparent time in Gujarat will be different at 11:30. But 11:30 at say for example at Allahabad, 11:30 is a clock time. Why? Because 11:30 is a time shown by the standard time longitude. Now what is a local apparent time at 11:30 standard time? Local apparent time we have to calculate for Ahmedabad. Similarly for Pune, local apparent time we have to calculate for Pune. So we know Indian standard time, which is on the basis of this standard time longitude. From that, and by knowing the location, we have to calculate local apparent time. Now how do we calculate local apparent time? So conversion of standard time and local apparent time is like this. Local apparent time is equal to standard time minus 4 into bracket standard time longitude, which is 82.5 in India, minus longitude of the location, for example say Pune, Ahmedabad, Delhi, whatever is location under consideration, plus equation of time correction. So this equation of time correction can be calculated or can be read from the chart here. You can see here. Many books give the analytical expression to calculate on the day basis equation of time correction, But here you can read it from the graph here, from the character. So equation of time correction can be negative, it can be positive. So equation of time correction must be added. Now this quantity in yellow color, it comes in minutes. So we have to subtract. Now when this minus will come into picture, when the locations are on the western side, when the locations under consideration, say Pune, Nashik, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and all these locations are on the west side of the standard time longitude, then this minus sign will come, because we are behind the standard time, maybe at Pune or Mumbai. But when Kolkata or Assam, this has to be taken plus, because they are ahead of the standard time longitude. So this has to be noted. So note that our what is the use of this LAT? From LAT we can calculate omega, that is our angle. So our angle is a measure of time and is equivalent to 15 degrees per hour, that we will see. So this is the equation of time correction characteristic which can be read. We'll take an example. For example, on November 19th, clocks in Pune, they show 11:15 am. What will be LAT at this time? What will be corresponding LAT at 11:15? So clocks are showing 11:15 am. Now the location of Pune is 18.53 degree north, this is latitude, and 72.5 degree east, that is the longitude. Now we will substitute in this expression. LAT is equal to standard time. What is standard time? 11:15. So it is not 11.15, please note, it is 11:15 am. So it is 11:15 minus 4 into 82.5 is the standard time longitude for India. Then 72.5 east is the longitude of Pune. So, and then 10.5. How do we read 10.5? Now 10.5 is the equation of time correction. Equation of time correction corresponding to 19th of November we have to read. So I will read here. It is so if I escape and then go back here and then adjust it. See it, this is November, 15th of November. If I adjust it like this, so this I can read November 19th, after 15th, November 19th. If I read it like this, it comes out to be 10 or 10.5 minutes. See, this is equation of time in minutes. Its correction is minutes. This is plus. So this is 10.5 plus we can take. So 11:15 minus 50.5. So I will make 1 hour 60 minutes of 1 hour and add 60 minutes. So it becomes 10:75 minus 50.5. So the time comes out to be 10 o'clock and 24.5 am. So this is the LAT. So Pune is lagging almost by 50 minutes from the standard time. So with this we can, from this example it is clear how to calculate the LAT. Now if there is some location which is Kolkata, then in that case here plus will be there. If the day is different, this minus sign may come. Suppose for example, some day in March, so the equation of time correction will be negative. To describe the Earth's rotation about its polar axis, the concept of hour angle is used. Hour angle is the angular distance between the meridian of the observer and the meridian of the plane containing the sun. We will elaborate this point with the help of this figure. So, suppose we are here in Pune. Okay, this is a meridian of the observer. Okay, for example, I am just taking, so this Pune is here at say we can say here. So Pune is here at 18.53. Now Earth is rotating. So Earth is going in this direction. Sun is here stationary at this position. So there is a difference. So now we are at say 18.53. So we are moving here in this direction. So Earth is moving in this direction. So this meridian of the location or meridian of the observer, it goes on changing and Sun is remaining here. So sun is moving, the relative motion of sun is like this, from east to west. So this difference, if we calculate in the planes, it is called hour angle. So the hour angle is 0 at solar noon, and it increases by 15 degrees every hour. Now here you can see this is the hour angle. Now this is the, you can say Q, this is the meridian of the observer. Q is the observer. So this is the meridian of the observer, and you can say this is the meridian of the sun. Sorry, this is the meridian of the sun. So meridian of the observer and meridian of the sun. So this is omega, and this is latitude phi, location and angle between. We have already seen this latitude angle. Now omega or hour angle varies from -180 to +180. At 12 noon omega is 0, that is hour angle is 0, that we will see. So this is horizon. At 6 a.m. in the morning, omega is equal to 90 degrees on the east side when sun is rising. Okay, and then as sun goes on in the sky and when it reaches the zenith, omega is equal to 0 at noon, solar noon. So omega is measured from noon on the basis of the zenith. So it is measured like this. So omega is 90 at 6 a.m. Similarly, in the afternoon, omega is negative. So it goes to 6 o'clock like this, and it becomes -90. Okay, so these are the, that's how the convention of hour angle is followed. At noon, omega equal to 0. At morning 6 o'clock, it is equal to 90. It goes on reducing. And here also it goes on reducing from 0 to -90. So hour angle is positive in the morning and negative in the afternoon. So convert LAT to hour angle. Note that LAT for sunrise or sunset and corresponding hour angle depend upon latitude, as we have seen, latitude of the location, and the month in the year. More correctly, they depend on the latitude and declination. I will see. I have written here 6 o'clock in the morning, and it means that I assume that the sun is rising at 6 a.m. and it is setting at 6 p.m. This is an average day, you can say, but it may not be possible at all locations. So it depends on the location. So these horizon, east and west horizons, sunrise and sunset timings may be different. Accordingly, hour angle also, LAT and hour angle may also be different. So now how to calculate hour angle from by knowing LAT? So hour angle omega is equal to 12 minus LAT into 15 degrees. So why 15 degrees here? Multiply. So we know that in 24 hours Earth traverses 360-degree longitude. So one rotation, Earth revolves about its own axis, that it traverses 360 degrees longitude. So in 1 hour it will traverse 15 degree longitude. So that's why this degrees is multiplied, this hours angle is multiplied by 15 degree, means 1 hour is equal to 15 degree. This calculation is in hours. For example, this is elaborated by example. So if LAT is 10:28 a.m., then what will be the omega? Omega is equal to 12 minus this 10:28. This, remember, this is not 10.28. This is not a decimal calculation. This is on the basis of hours and minutes calculation. So 12 minus 10:28 into 15. So 12 minus 10, we have to convert this 28 minutes into decimal. That is 28 by 60. If you divide this 28 by 60 on a scale of 60, you will get a decimal answer. So this is 1.54. This subtraction comes out to be 1.54 into 15, that is 23.1 degree. So our angle is positive. It is 23.1 degree. Second case, if latitude is 4:14 p.m. afternoon, then omega is equal to 12. Now here we have to convert this p.m. into IST, Indian Standard Time, like 24 hours time. That is 4:15 p.m. is 16:14 hours. So 12 minus 1649 will get in negative. So it is minus 4.23 multiplied by 14. So the R angle comes out to be minus 63.45. It is shown here. So in the first case it is 10:28. The angle is 23.1. So at 10:28 a.m. angle is 23.1. It is measured from here. So as the sun goes up, it will become 0. And then after that, at 4:14 p.m. the angle is omega equal to minus 63.45. It will be minus 90 when the sun sets. Another angle of importance is zenith angle. We denote this angle as theta z. So it is the angle made by the sun's rays. So this is the sun ray. It is angle made by the sun's rays with the normal to the horizontal surface. So this is a horizontal surface and normal to horizontal is this vertical. Okay, so this angle is theta z. This is a zenith angle. Zenith angle is very important from the point of calculation or estimation of solar radiation intensity. Alternately, we can see here alpha. We define alpha is also solar altitude angle. So solar altitude angle is the angle made by the sun rays with the horizontal plane. Thus solar altitude angle, it becomes a complement of zenith. Okay, so 90 minus theta z is equal to alpha and 90 minus alpha equal to theta z. So these two angles are also important for calculations. Alpha altitude angle is particularly important for calculation in tracking. When some concentrating device has to be tracked, then this altitude angle becomes very important. So zenith angle, what is the zenith angle variation? At horizons, say morning 6 o'clock on an average day, theta z equal to 90. So again, similar to our angle, theta z is equal to 90. As the sun goes up and it reaches the zenith angle becomes 0 at noon. And again in the afternoon at 6 p.m. theta z equal to 90. So in both morning and evening, theta z is equal to 90. Here the zenith angle in a pictorial form is indicated. So this is a vertical normal to the horizon and this is the zenith angle. So this is a sun ray, you can say this sun, and this is alpha, that is complement of zenith. This is north, south, east and west. Solar azimuth angle, gamma s. It is the angle made in horizontal plane. So it is the angle made in horizontal plane between the line due south and the projection of the sun's central ray or line of the sight of sun on a horizontal plane. We will see what is this. Here in this figure, 180 minus a is the solar azimuth angle. So this is the azimuth angle. So 180 minus a is the solar azimuth angle. What is this? The angle is in a horizontal plane in the direction towards south and projection of the sun ray. So this is a sun ray or line of sight of sun. This is a projection of the sun ray on a horizontal plane. So this is a projection of the sun ray on a horizontal plane, and angle made by this projection with south is called solar azimuth angle. Solar azimuth angle is useful in calculating the shadow lengths and shadow of the buildings. Surface azimuth angle. Similar to solar azimuth angle, surface azimuth angle is also important in estimating the solar radiation intensity falling on the collector surface. We locate a point in a space by its x, y and z coordinates. So similarly, a plane is located by its normal. So azimuth angle is related to that. It is the angle made in a horizontal plane. It is the angle made in a horizontal plane between the line due south. So this is the line due south and the projection of the normal to the surface on the horizontal plane. So this is a collector surface and this is normal to the collector surface. So this is a normal perpendicular drawn to the collector surface and its projection on a horizontal plane. So the angle made by the projection of the normal of the collector surface with the south is called azimuth angle. So it tells us in which direction, in which orientation the collector is facing. So gamma indicates the location of the collector surface. It tells us where the surface is pointing with respect to south. Now if the collector is turned like this and it is made to face the south, if it is south facing, then azimuth angle becomes 0. When it is facing east, then azimuth angle becomes plus 90. If it is facing west, then it becomes minus 90. Similarly, these conventions are followed. But for most of the examples in as far as we are concerned in the northern hemisphere, the collector surfaces, let it be photovoltaic collector, let it be thermal collector, all the collectors are installed facing south unless and until they are trapped. For most of the collectors, gamma is equal to 0 unless and until special cases are mentioned. Now how these angles, for example zenith angle, latitude angle, declination, azimuth, all these angles are relevant to compute the incident angle. So to compute the beam energy falling on a surface having any orientation and any slope, the incident beam flux IBN is to be multiplied by cos theta. Now what is cos theta? Theta is the incident angle and it is the angle between the normal to the tilted surface and the beam. We will see here, we can see in the next slide. So suppose this is a collector surface, normal to the surface, and then the angle between the sun ray and normal to surface is this theta. So this is the incident angle. Now cos theta is related to latitude angle, declination, hour angle and surface azimuth angle and slope of the collector. Something now we will briefly we will discuss about the beam normal flux. IBN, this is a sun ray which is falling on a horizontal surface. Okay. Now this is IBN, we can say beam normal. This IB we have measured by deduction with the pyranometer, we can say here. IB is equal to IG minus ID. So this is IB. Beam radiation falling on a horizontal surface. Now this is IB. Now this is any sun ray which is falling on a horizontal surface. We want to find out the beam normal flux incident on surface normal to the line of the direction of the sun. So we are interested in this IBN only, intensity of IBN. So how to find out this? IBN is equal to IB by cos theta z. Theta z is this zenith angle which is the angle between sun ray and vertical. So this component IBN of IB becomes IB by cos theta z. Now beam or direct solar radiation intensity incident on any tilted surface can be found out by this expression. IB dash is equal to IBN into cos theta. Now here IBN is IB by cos theta z. If we combine this, we will get IB cos theta by cos theta z. That we will see afterwards. RB becomes IB RB, tilt factor for beam radiation. That we will discuss afterwards. Now this is the very important and generalized expression for cos theta. It is the expression for calculating the incident angle. A bit lengthy expression, and this we can calculate. We cannot calculate this on calculator for large number of calculations. Better the students are requested to use Excel or some computational tool for calculation of this cos theta. I will just read it once for our convenience. Cos theta, incident angle theta, is equal to sine phi. Phi is here latitude, into bracket sine del into cos beta. Del is the declination angle. Beta is the slope of the collector. Slope of the collector is shown here. So this is a collector surface and the angle made by the collector with the horizontal is called slope of the surface, that is beta. So sine del cos beta plus cos del into cos gamma. Cos gamma is azimuth angle. Okay, it is not solar azimuth angle, it is surface azimuth angle. Now collector surface azimuth angle. Cos omega, omega is the hour angle. Sin beta, beta we already know. Cos phi plus cos phi into bracket cos del, cos omega, cos beta minus sin del, cos gamma, sin beta, bracket complete, plus cos del, sin gamma plus sin omega into sin beta. So beta is the collector tilt with horizontal. We have already seen this. So this is a very important expression for calculation of incident angle. Now for horizontal surfaces, beta equal to 0. We can see here, when this collector is completely flat, beta equal to 0. So for horizontal surfaces, beta equal to 0 and theta is equal to theta z. So cos theta, then in that case, the expression, if you substitute beta equal to 0, then theta becomes, cos theta becomes theta z. Then cos theta z is equal to the expression, if you calculate, sin phi sin del plus cos phi cos del cos omega. So this is the cos of zenith angle, sin phi sin del plus. So the zenith angle depends on latitude, it depends on day number, it depends on hour angle, time of the day. So in these parameters it depends. At sunrise and at sunset, theta is equal to 90, as we have seen here in the previous expression. Theta equal to 90 at sunrise and sunset. So then we can find out the day length from this. So at sunrise and sunset, theta z equal to 90. So if you substitute this expression, theta z equal to 90, so cos 90 equal to 0. So sin phi sin del plus cos phi into bracket cos del cos omega is equal to 0. So omega, if you just find out an expression for omega comes out to be equal to cos inverse of minus tan phi tan del. So this will give you the hour angle, the value of hour angle at sunrise or sunset. For example, we are going to solve many examples on this. Suppose the value of omega comes out to be 75. Now 75 is the value of omega for half day. We have to multiply it as a full day. It is symmetry. There is a symmetry following in the day length. So we have to make it 2 omega. So to find out the day length, suppose we get 75 degree of hour angle, then 2 into 75, 150 by 50, that is 10 hours. So day length is 10 hours. So that's how day length is calculated. Now, solar radiation on tilted surface. How to estimate solar radiation on tilted surface, that is IT. This is very important expression. IT will comprise of beam, diffuse and reflected radiation. Now IT is equal to IB/RB, that is beam radiation into RB. RB is a tilt factor for beam radiation. ID into RD. RD is the tilt factor for diffuse radiation, and RR is the tilt factor for reflected or the total radiation, we can say. Now what are the expressions? The IB, ID and IB plus ID, these are the instantaneous values of solar radiation intensity. So instantaneous beam radiation intensity on horizontal surface, instantaneous diffuse radiation intensity and instantaneous global radiation intensity, because the expression which we are getting by this calculation is the units we are getting is watt per meter square. Now what are the expressions for RB, RD and RR? We can see here RB is cos theta by cos theta z, that is I am going to show this in the next presentation. RB is cos theta by cos theta z, RD is 1 plus cos beta by 2 and RR is 1 minus cos beta by 2 into rho, that is a ground rho g, that is a ground reflectance factor, which is taken to be 0.2. So this completes the solar radiation angles. We will solve some examples on this and then we will continue with this our further discussion. Thank you very much.